Let's meet at our secret hideout at 5 p.m. Code change to 8831. Trisha. Sunday, February 18th, 1990. Mr. Patterson passed away at the age of 81. Everyone attended his funeral today. He was buried next to Mrs. Patterson. The population of Painscreek is decreasing. Old people are dying, and young people are coming back after college. Will I stay in Painscreek till I'm old? And will I die like Mr. Patterson? Will there be anyone left at that point? Thursday, April 22nd, 1990. Trisha talks a lot to me recently. I feel comfortable whenever she's around. I can be myself in front of her. She makes me happy. Monday, May 40th, 1990. Father Matthew tells me that it's important to have goals in life. I wonder what my life goal should be. I wonder what Father Matthew's goal is. Saturday, May 80th, 1990. It's been a few months since Derrick got hired by Trisha's dad to be the mansion's driver. He gets to travel around the world now. I envy him. I want to work too, so that I can buy something nice for Trisha. Monday, May 20th, 1990. There's a secret room at the mansion? I can't believe it. I can't wait till Saturday to explore with Trisha. Oliver from the photo lab borrowed a shovel and a wrench. Andrew. P.S. We have extras, so I told him he could keep the tools until he was done with them. March 26, 1993. I like being with Scott. I can be myself in front of him. He doesn't judge me or tell me what to do. He cares about what I think. He makes me happy. April 1st, 1993. Scott and I have decided to have our secret hideout. It will be really fun. Mom wants to know that we are secretly meeting. September 3rd, 1993. I'm so glad that Scott is not working at the mansion. Although having Andrew as his supervisor is probably not the best idea. He's drunk all the time. I don't want him influencing Scott in a bad way. September 60th, 1993. Scott has to work the garden the whole day. After that, he had some errands to do. I guess won't be meeting today. I miss him already. October 1st, 1993. I want to learn photograph, so my mom hired Oliver to be my tutor. At first, I thought he would be too old to teach. Plus, his techniques are probably too ancient. But when he came, I was surprised he was a humble person. Despite our age differences, we talked for hours. I felt comfortable around him. Then, he showed me the photos he took. They were beautiful. It was around this point that I figured out that Oliver is a perfect tutor, that I shouldn't have been so quick to judge the old man. I'm glad Oliver is my teacher. October 5th, 1993. Scott has finally finished moving all his stuff to the cabin. Winter is coming. It will be extremely cold in the cabin. The fireplace should help. Maybe I should ignite a scarf for Scott? I think I'll visit him today. Please, hold on to this. Someday I'll tell you everything. Scott. May 22nd, 1994. Mom's so judgmental. She doesn't want me to be near Scott, saying that I should find someone who is the same class as me. What does that even mean? Who determines what class Scott is in? Did Mom talk to Father Matthew? Is that why Father Matthew is also forbidding us from seeing each other? Don't they know we are in love? July 24th, 1994. Last night Scott and Father Matthew had a big fight. Father Matthew told him to stop seeing me again. I asked Scott why, but he didn't know the reason. I feel so miserable. October 10, 1994. Scott asked if I have a young brother named Vincent. I didn't. He told me that it was probably just a rumor, but wanted to be sure about it. Who spread such a rumors about my family? October 11, 1994. At dinner, I asked Mom if I ever had a young brother named Vincent. She stared at me and said no. She then asked where I got the name from. When I said from Scott, she told me the dinner was over. I argued with her. She yelled and sent me to my room. Later I heard she arguing with Dad. October 26, 1994. How could Mom fire Scott? That is so unreasonable. There is no reason at all for her firing him. And why can't I see Scott anymore? I love Scott. Dad loves him too. Only Mom hates him, and I don't even know why. November 22nd, 1994. I find it really strange. I knew that today is Scott's day off, so I tried to surprise him at the cabin. However, I could not find him. I searched everywhere, inside and outside of the cabin. He was nowhere to be found. Just as I was about to leave, he suddenly appeared, as if he has been there this whole time. This has happened several times now. I wonder if there's a hidden room in the cabin that I just don't know about. Dear Trisha, you can always stay at my place when you feel lonely. Dorothy. Items needed for the barbecue: charcoal, grill brush, grill fork, lighter fluid, grill brush. Tuesday, September 21st, 1993. I didn't feel well today. I had a nightmare last night. I cannot remember what it was like, but it was unnerving. I see Scott all the time now since he has started work at the mansion. He's always with Trisha. I used to be the one hanging out with Trisha. Friday, October 1st, 1993. Mom says she's feel better these days. It's as if she forgot she has cancer. I hope she recovers quickly. Mr. Johnson is a great man to help us out like this. Monday, November 8, 1993. Trisha talked to me today. She said Scott is busy recently and she felt lonely. I would never make her feel that way. I cannot say it to her, but I'll be there whenever she needs me. We talked a lot. I wish every day would be like today. Monday, February 14, 1994. Today Scott came and asked if I knew anything about Father Calvin. I only knew him as the previous church pastor before Father Matthew took over. I told Scott to ask Matthew about it. Scott didn't say anything and left. Looks like they are getting along too well. A new home, a new lifestyle, in the heart of the town. We take pride in helping others realize their dreams. Most people just want to secure the lives of their loved ones without having the constant worry that something will go wrong. We'll help you set your own pace. Protect your freedom for new friendship. Pursue interests and enjoy the finest service that can be provided. You can depend on us to aid in whatever way you need, and we'll give you the confidence that someone is always there to help. Painscreek Retirement Management personal goal is to be the shoulder to lean on for everyone. We'll guide you to choose the right method in the right time period, and we'll make those steps together. I was a little nervous moving to this town, but ever since I moved here, I feel like home. It's been the experience of a lifetime. Kayla Pearson. February 2nd, 1975. Charles asked something of me today. He asked if I would be willing to stay with Sofia, that he arranged to have a house rented a little way from the mansion. I told him that I would help, but that Sofia's pregnancy will eventually show. There is no way of hiding it. He seemed very worried. February 6, 1975. Charles came up to me and expressed his gratitude for taking care of Sofia. He said he would be covering all the necessary expenses. He told me not to tell anyone about it. As for Sofia's growing belly, when the time comes, I am to make up something about her running errands outside of Painscreek. I'm not sure if that will work. April 6, 1975. Sophia's 8th month into her pregnancy. Her belly is big now. I asked how she felt. She told me she's happy and feels hopeful for the future. She said it would be best if the baby is a boy. I can understand why she's thinking that way, but I can't help but wonder how Vivian will feel about it all. What will the ramifications of this be? Sunday, February 14, 1993. Today's Valentine's Day. I want to spend the day with Trisha, but Charles invited me to go hunting. I was nervous, not because it's my first time hunting, but because it is with Trisha's dad. It turned out that I actually enjoy being with him. I feel comfortable talking to him. Friday, June 18, 1993. I don't get it. Why Father Matthew forbid me to be with Trisha? It's because I'm not rich or because I'm an orphan? He didn't explain anything to me. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. I feel so confused. Tuesday, June 22nd, 1993. We quarreled today again. I couldn't stand Father Matthew's preaching attitude, so I yelled back at him. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I'm so frustrated. Father Matthew said that I'm not an orphan. What does that mean? Does he know who my parents are? I pressed him to keep talking, but he wouldn't tell anything after that. I need to know more. Saturday, July 31st, 1993. In these past weeks, it has become more difficult for me to talk to Father Matthew. Whenever we speak, he addresses only church stuff. I've realized that I'm starting to avoid Father Matthew. Whenever he asks me how my day was, I don't feel like answering him. When I ask him about my past, he's always trying to change the subject. I feel so frustrated. Thursday, September 2nd, 1993. I've moved out of the church. Father Matthew did not object, although he looked a bit sad. Mr. Roberts was kind to let me stay at his cabin. I'm willing to work for him as an assistant gardener. That way, the mansion garden can still be well maintained even when Andrew cannot make it. Wednesday, November 3rd, 1993. It's been a month since Charles gave me this cabin to stay. I still don't know where to start my investigation. Andrew has been drinking. Bernard asked me today to bring him home. Whenever he's drunk, he accuses himself of saying he's a sinner. Sometimes he would mutter a name that I never heard of. Of all the names, I think I only recognize Magdalene. I just can't remember where I heard that name before. Sunday, November 7th, 1993. I just returned from the orphanage and found out that Father Calvin was the one who brought me there. The record sheet stated that I'm from Painscreek. How? If I was born in Painscreek, there must be a record of me in the hospital. But I checked, there's none. Thursday, November 16th, 1993. I broke in Father Matthew's bedroom today. I should have done that, but he might have something that could tell me about my birth parents. He didn't have anything relevant. Saturday, November 20th, 1993. Andrew's drunk again. It's the 5th time that I have to bring him home to cover his shift. It's getting quite annoying. As I lay him down in his bed, he muttered repeatedly, "I'm sorry, Sofia." Who's Sofia? St. Patrick Orphanage, February 2nd, 1994. Dear Scott, I'm Sister Rachel. Although I wasn't here when you came, I hope you remember me. I was your nursing mother after you arrived here those years ago. I understand that you came here to find out how you came to be at St. Patrick's Orphanage. On July 4th, 1975, Father Calvin came to me holding a basket with you in it. He said that you lost your parents and there's no one to take care of you. He told us that your name was Scott. After he left, Sister Emma asked if I would be willing to take care of a baby. At first, I hesitated because it was a huge responsibility. But when I saw your face, so full of innocence and curiosity, I felt as if God himself has delivered you to me. I accepted the task. When you were 10, Father Matthew came to see you. It had just become the head of priest of Painscreek Trinity Church. He visited often, usually at the beginning of the month. Whenever he left, he would leave an envelope containing a small sum of money. He said it was for everything you needed, and then whatever was left, then given to the orphanage. I would be lying to say that I wasn't sad when you left the orphanage, but when Father Matthew adopted you, I believed that your life would be better in Painscreek than here. and I dearly hope so. Everything enclosed within the package used to be yours. I think you should have this. May God bless you, Sister Rachel Davis. Tuesday, November 3rd, 1993. I asked Andrew about Sofia. First, he freaked out, saying that I shouldn't go around speaking that name. Then, he said he never heard that name in his life. Is he hiding something? Why would he lie about Sofia? This makes me want to know who is Sofia even more. Thursday, December 2nd, 1993. I asked Wanda if she knew anything about Sofia. She said that Sofia used to work as a maid in the mansion for a few years until she was let go. When I asked why, Wanda said she didn't know. However, she thought Sofia was a manipulative woman that would do anything to get what she wanted. Wanda resents that. Wednesday, December 8, 1993. I met Derrick today and asked if he knew anyone by the name of Sofia. Apparently, he's not speaking terms with me. I wonder if it has anything to do with Trisha. Monday, December 13th, 1993. During today's lunch break, I asked Bernard if he knew anything about Sofia. He was surprised that I knew that name, but proceeded to say he didn't know her that well. Somehow, I feel uncomfortable whenever I talk with Bernard. His cold gaze gave me the shivers. Saturday, December 18th, 1993. I met Dorothy while tending to the garden. When I asked her about Sofia, she looked confused. She was curious as to where I heard that name. I told her it came from Andrew. She kindly explained that Sofia was a close friend of hers when Sofia first came to the work to the Roberts family. Unfortunately, she had an affair with Charles when Vivian was hospitalized. Shortly after, she left Painscreek. No one heard of her ever since. Dorothy thinks that Sofia probably started a new life in another place. I wonder if the affair was the reason why everyone is quiet about it. January 16th, 1975. A few months have passed since I arrived here. The missionary trip is harder than I expected. There is no clean water, the food lacks nutrients, and there isn't enough medicine. We have requested help from WHO, but haven't received any replies yet. I feel so frustrated. What can I do? March 3rd, 1975. When Father Calvin first sent me here, he asked if I would be willing to stay for 6 months. It would be a good training for me, he said. I agreed. That was before I came. 6 months have passed now. I think I will extend this for another 6 months. The people here need much help as they can get. I'm not a doctor, but I can help them through my support and prayers. I will let Father Calvin know about my decision. September 16th, 1975. Time flies. I can't believe I'll be going home tomorrow. I will miss the people here, but at the same time, I can't wait to get back home and meet everyone again. September 19, 1975. Father Kevin summoned me this morning and told me that Sofia had left Painscreek. How can that be? The last time we wrote, she told me she had so many things to share with me when I got back. She was forced? Is she hiding something? I just cannot believe that Sofia left without telling me anything. Something must have happened to her that she could not tell me. December 29, 1975. It's been almost 6 months since Sofia left Painscreek. I haven't asked everyone around. No one seems to know where she went. Father Kevin told me to let it go. He's right. I should not dwell in the matters of the heart. There are more important things in life that I need to focus on. If Sofia and I are meant to meet again, God will let me know. It's time I move with my life. O'Malley Associates, Attorney at Law, 46 Silver Boulevard, Painscreek. Dear Mr. Brooks, we have evaluated your case and we accept the request to represent your son, Scott Brooks, in court. We are in the process of drafting an appeal for his release. Considering the sensitivity of the situation, we urge you not to make any public statement until they consider it with us. Additionally, you would like any copies of government documents related in any ways to your son, medical records, transaction receipts, travel documents, previous criminal charges, if any, etc. The more we have, the better we can help your son's case. We will be in contact within the next few days. Sincerely, Brennan O'Malley. February 25, 1971. I had always wanted to be adopted, but I guess heaven had something else in store for me. Instead of being taken by a family, I came to Painscreek through the church. To be honest, I would prefer to have a real family with people who I can call mom and dad. But Father Calvin said that God has other plans for my future, and in time, I come to realize it. May 2nd, 1971. The Roberts family is looking for a new maid. I told Mrs. Roberts that a relative of mine would fit the position really well. I know I shouldn't lie, but I want Sofia to be here in Painscreek. Father Calvin always said that we have to help those who are in need. Sofia is in need, and I am sure that she will be glad to have this job. August 10, 1971. Since starting the job at the mansion, Sofia has settled in nicely. Whenever she has time off from work, we have been exploring Painscreek together. I have so much to show her. This is like the orphanage days, and I am extremely comfortable being with her. October 27th, 1971. Today was Sofia's day off. We ate at the Moon's Cafe again. I can't seem to get enough of this place. The food's delicious, the atmosphere is relaxing, and the coffee tastes great. Maybe it's all because of Sofia's company. I still love to hang out with her. This is definitely one of my favorite places in Painscreek, followed closely by the church and the Little Big Bugs. Monday, February 13th, 1995. I realized who I am from the moment I saw the photo. I have the exact same blanket. I know who my father is. Everything makes sense now. Tuesday, March 7, 1995. I visited Andrew today. I need to know where they hide my mom's body. But he cried and begged me to say anything about it no more. There was no room for whatever questions I had left. I then told him that I am the boy that he gave to Father Calvin to get rid of. He was utterly shocked. After that, I left. I could not bear to look at him for another second. I know who I am now. I feel everything is falling apart. Monday, April 3rd, 1995. Andrew came to the cabin and told me where the body was hidden. He said he was sorry and left. Externally, I was quiet. Internally, I sputtered and livid. After he left, I came to my room and cried. Tuesday, April 4th, 1995. The well had dried up and was covered in moss. I wouldn't have known the well even existed if I didn't work at the mansion. I finally found Mom's body. I buried her in the cemetery next to Father Calvin. There was no tombstones for her, just a wooden cross. I don't think Father Calvin would mind. After all, he was the one who saved me. Wednesday, May 3rd, 1995. A month has passed. I haven't worked since, and I have stopped meeting anyone. Trisha knocked on my door every day, but I would hide each time. She cried every time, begging me to come out, anxious to know why I won't see her, if she had done anything wrong. I don't know what to say to her, but I know we cannot be together anymore. Saturday, May 3rd, 1995. Father Matthew visited me today. He said that he hasn't seen me at the church for a while, that no one has heard from me in weeks. When he asked me how I was doing, I began crying. The tears just flowed down my cheeks. I cried and cried. I just couldn't stop them. I told him everything. I told him that I know that Charles was my father. I confessed that I know that Trisha was my half-sister. Yet I said I didn't know what to do. He listened and didn't speak. Monday, February 14th, 1994. On Valentine's Day, Trisha gave me some chocolate. I never seen that brand before. I bet it must be expensive. I haven't finished making the music box. I had hoped that it would be her Valentine's Day's present. I will just give it to her later. Hopefully, she can forgive me. Friday, February 18th, 1994. It's been quite some time since I last talked to Father Matthew. He has always asking how I'm doing after Sunday service, but I tend to ignore him whenever possible. I know it's wrong. I need to find a way to make amends with him. Tuesday, April 19th, 1994. The grass has been growing wild lately. The weeds are everywhere and Andrew is not here. Actually, he hasn't been here for quite a while now. I wonder what happened to him. I should visit him after work tomorrow. Saturday, September 23rd, 1994. I was about to pick Andrew up from work when I found him lying unconscious on the floor. There was an empty bottle of sleeping pills on the table. I immediately called the ambulance. According to the nurse, this is Andrew's third timed suicide attempt. She glad that I saved him in time. An hour later and he could have died. I don't know why Andrew would commit suicide. What I know is he must be lonely. He needs a friend. Wednesday, September 28th, 1994. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He's out of HR and he is recovering quite well. While I was cutting the fruits, he told me his story. In 1972, there was a maid who came to work at the mansion. Her name was Sofia. She was a hard-working young lady with a great personality. She was loved by many. A few years into her job, however, she had an affair with Charles. A child was born. When Vivian found out, she was furious and decided to kick her out of Painscreek. What happened after that was a tragedy. On June 26, 1975, at 11 p.m., Vivian, Dr. Johnson, and Andrew confronted Sofia. A fight broke out. Sofia fell and hit her head on a nearby well. She stopped moving. When Dr. Johnson checked her, he realized she was dead. Vivian then asked Andrew to take care of the body and her baby. Andrew did what he had to do to protect Vivian. After that night, they vowed to never tell anyone about the incident. Before leaving, I asked Andrew what the baby name was. He said it was Vincent. As I left the hospital, I couldn't help but pity Andrew. He has lived a confused life and struggling shows. I hope he can heal. Trisha. I've grown to learn about my birth parents. I feel as if a great veil has been lifted from my eyes. I understand why Father Matthew was against us seeing each other. He was right, we shouldn't be together. Please, believe me when I say I did not kill your mother. I never lied to you and I never will. I don't know who killed Vivian. Hopefully, the truth will come to light someday. There's so much I want to tell you, but I cannot at this moment. I pray the day when I can express everything to you will come quickly. All I can say now is that I'm sorry for all the pain that I have caused you. Please, forgive me. Sincerely, Scott. April 16th, 1997. I called Dorothy last week. She told me something interesting about Sofia. There was a puzzle that she received from Matthew when she first started working at the mansion, sort of a birthday gift for her. In that puzzle, Sofia was to visit both hers and Matthew's favorite location, Painscreek. In each location lies a clue that Matthew had written on the walls of the building exterior. The clues, when put together, will point her the location of her gift. I thought it was a neat idea. Sofia's favorite place, Annie's courtyard, bridge, post office. Why would someone like the post office? And where I can find Matthew's favorite places? April 20th, 1997. I received an anonymous message this morning. It claimed that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. Unfortunately, that's all I got. I had my doubts whenever Scott really killed Vivian. He sure had the motive, but upon reading all his diaries and looking through his investigation notes, I can't help but think that Scott didn't kill Vivian. On the contrary, he was trying to find out who killed Vivian, as well what really happened to Andrew Reed and Dr. Johnson. April 26th, 1997. I still don't know if this anonymous person is a man or a woman, but they are helping solidify my thoughts on Scott. April 29th, 1997. I received another message yesterday. It told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. I can't help but feel this person is trying to tell me something, but not exactly what. The message said I will find something in the house. Today, I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Does it stand for Bernard's house? May 30th, 1997. I've searched everywhere and read all Bernard's diaries. Something just done that up. Maybe it's just a hunch, or simply that I'm thinking too much, but wouldn't he have killed Vivian? There's something else about these entries that just make me pause and wonder if he's indeed a murderer. May 29, 1993. Dear Dr. Henry Johnson, I would like to thank you for your contribution to Painscreek Community Hospital and the people of Painscreek for the past 2 decades. However, there have been reports regarding a mishandling of funds designed for the PCH, most of which came from the Robbers Relief Foundation. This support was meant to help with the purchase of medical equipment and supplies. Since a sum of nearly $106,000 have been estimated missing, we have no other choice but accept to open an investigation. Until you are able to explain the discrepancies between your accounting and ours, we have no choice but suspend all funds for the hospital for the time being. I will be meeting you and your accountant to solve the issue, so may we continue the support to the hospital needs. Sincerely, Vivian Roberts.
Henry, I just received a letter from the NMB investigation firm regarding the use of the RRF funds. I need you to call me. Henry, we really need to talk. Please call back. What's going on, Henry? Why aren't you returning my calls? This is really important.
To Charles Roberts. I don't know if this is a joke that you sent me threat letters, but if you knew about the well, then you must have found the truth. Just so you know, your wife was the one behind all of it. If you have any grudge, it's with her, not me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death, nothing more. Henry Johnson, June 3rd, 1995. Fax it tomorrow. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. The Painscreek Herald, November 17, 1995. Scott Brooks' body found by jogger with multiple stab wounds to the heart. Police do not know if this tied to the murders of Vivian Roberts. Scott's body was found behind a bush in Maple Drive. The police are currently investigating the case. By Daniel Hudson. Scott Brooks, a star suspect in Vivian Roberts' case, was found dead yesterday. His body was found in the roadside along Maple Drive. At around 6:50 a.m., a jogger happened to find the body lying motionless behind a bush on the side of the road. He had stopped to check if the person needed help, only to notice that the body was covered in blood. He immediately called 911. The police arrived shortly at around 7 a.m., and the victim was declared dead. The estimated time of the death was predicted to happen 4 to 6 hours prior, putting the incident to have occurred at around 1 to 3 a.m. The question have been raised in regard to the murder of Vivian Roberts, of which Scott Brooks was the key suspect of. He had been released from the prison due to insufficient and July 27th, 1995. Yesterday, one heard that Scott was apprehended for the murder of her mother. Trisha collapsed. The hospital was called this morning and informed us that it was just a nervous breakdown. However, they are suggesting that she should stay for another few days. Charles is asking me to stay by her side. August 3rd, 1995. It's raining today. Trisha has always hated the rain. She stayed in bed, snuggled under their blanket, nearly the entire day. Here and there she mutters Scott's name out loud. She cried herself to sleep a few times. It pains me to see her like this. August 22nd, 1995. Charles visits Trisha almost every day. Today, he was quieter than usual. All of a sudden, he told me that Vivian has been seeing another man, apparently a banker, for more than a year. He asked me if Vivian had talked to me about it. I said I didn't know anything, but I was sure that Vivian would never have done such a thing. Then I realized that Trisha was awake. I am not sure if she heard our conversation. September 8th, 1995. Sheriff Howard came today and asked me if I remember anything suspicious about the night Vivian died. I've already told him everything I know. It's frustrating to be asked over and over again about the things that I just want to forget. Before he left, I asked if Scott could really be the killer. He said he is wondering the same thing. If Scott was not the killer, then who killed Vivian? September 16th, 1995. Derrick came by to see Trisha. I asked him how he was doing. He said the medical expenses for Rwanda were more than expected. Even with Charles' help, he's been forced to use most of his savings. He's currently searching for a second job. He asked me if there was a future for him. Traveling with Charles made him see the ugly parts of this world. His mother is hospitalized with terminal cancer, and seeing his best friend, Trisha, like this, pains him, and I didn't know what to tell him. Before he left, he leaned close to her and whispered, "Would it have been better if Scott never showed up? Would you have chosen me?" I wish that I never heard that. The Painscreek Herald, December 27th, 1995. Daughter of ex-mayor found dead at Painscreek Community Hospital. Trisha Roberts falls 40 feet from rooftop, lands on head and dies. By Jonathan Walker. Yesterday morning, the body of Trisha Roberts was found on the ground of Painscreek Community Hospital. She was pronounced dead at 7:20 a.m. According to Miss Thompson, she was starting her morning shift when she heard some sound near the reception area. She went outside to find Trisha lying motionless. Blood was flowing from her head. She quickly called Dr. Bennett, the attendant physician for the day's morning shift, who brought Trisha to the emergency room at once. Unfortunately, it was too late. The hospital CCTV shows that Trisha Roberts was walking around the hospital at around 6:30 a.m. She headed to the roof at 6:54 a.m. A few minutes later, her body was found on the ground 3 floors below. Charles Roberts, ex-mayor and father of the deceased, March 8th, 1975. Dear Sofia, how have you been? I hope everyone is treating well at the mansion. It's been 6 months since my missionary work started here in Indonesia. Life here is hard, but meaningful. I thought my life at the orphanage was miserable, but after coming here, I realized that I'm blessed more than I could ever imagine. I'm supposed to be back in 1 week's time, but I recently decided I will be extending my stay here for another 6 months. I haven't received any letters from you for a while now. I hope you are doing well. Remember the time that you were at the orphanage? You said you don't want to be poor anymore? I think God heard you and brought you to the Painscreek. Charles and Vivian told me they are glad that I introduced you to them. They said that you are a hardworking person with a kind heart, and that was being related was not the reason they hired you. You got on your own merit. I did not know whether or not tell them that we are not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them. I guess I have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad that you are at the Painscreek. We can talk and meet in time, just like in the good old days at the orphanage. I will do my best here. Hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew Brooks. P.S. I have prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. Charles and Vivian told me they are glad that I introduced you to them. They said that you are a hardworking person with a kind heart, and that was being related was not the reason they hired you. You got on your own merit. I did not know whether or not tell them that we are not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them. I guess I have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad that you are at the Painscreek. We can talk and meet in time, just like in the good old days at the orphanage. I will do my best here. Hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew Brooks. P.S. I have prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. December 29th, 1974. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could ever happen to me. However, I would never imagine that I would have an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? March 15th, 1975. I received a letter from Matthew today, saying that he'll be extending his stay in Indonesia for more 6 months. That's always been him. He always had a noble heart, wanting to help people everywhere. I miss him, but I'm glad he decided to extend his stays there. It gives more time to prepare how to explain my situation to him. I don't know how he will take just hear the truth blurted out once he gets back. March 18th, 1975. I received a telegram this morning from Matthew wishing me a happy birthday. He told me he had a special birthday present prepared for me. All I need to do is find the clues that he's placed in your favorite places. He's waiting for my telegram after I solve the puzzle. I actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? June 1st, 1975. My baby was born today at 8:20 a.m. It's a boy. He looks like Charles. Dorothy is taking good care of us. She prepares the food and attends my needs. I almost feel like I'm her boss. Charles visits me all the time, asking if we need anything else. I told him he didn't have to come so often and to instead focus on his work. As a mayor, he must have a lot in his mind. June 16th, 1975. Charles told me today that his mother, Magdalene, will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon, I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent Roberts. I like that name. January 18th, 1996. Dear Dorothy, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for me. You've taken care of my store on so many occasions. You helped me maintain its bright. I would be lying if I say that I'm not sad by your departure. I will greatly miss you. I wish you all the best in your new place. Do invite me there once you settle in. May God be with you. Best regards, Oliver Gibson. The code for Charles' safe in the gallery is Vincent's birthday. How could I not have thought about that? Call Sheriff James. Check his file. 7741. Autopsy report. Andrew Reed. Third degree burns. 44 years old white male with burns. Found at home. Pronounced dead at scene. Third degree burns across body. Completely charred overhead, face, neck and hands. Heavily charred across the front and back of the body, legs and feet. Closer inspections reveal punctured lungs with an object similar to a switchblade or a small knife. Pneumothorax is a possible cause of death, but body still burned to confirm. Autopsy report. Henry Johnson. Exsanguination. 61 years old white male, pulled out of car submerged in a lake. Victim's lungs do not contain water, which shows that he did not die by drowning. Due to prolonged submerging of the body water, the estimated time of death might not be accurate. The estimated time of death is between 12 to 16 days. Top right side of the skull, leaning towards the front and above the right eye, has a white crack, usually caused by a sharp object and strong force. Front torso, face and back portion of forearms suffer numerous lacerations. Victim most likely succumbed to blood loss before being placed in water. Autopsy report. Vivian Roberts. Exsanguination. 55 years old white female, found lying in front of mentioned gate, pronounced dead at the scene. 12 centimeters wide and 7 centimeters deep crack found in the right side of the head, impact caused by strong force with a sharp object. Laceration on front torso and back side of both forearms. Victim died from loss of blood. January 12, 1995. I drove Vivian today since Derrick is out of town with Charles. As I was driving, we talked. She expressed that, despite having a successful business, she felt empty and tired. Trisha hates Vivian for trying to stop her from seeing Scott. She seems really bothered by the name Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to be just for show. I wish I could comfort her. She's going through so much right now. If only I could confess to Vivian how much I respect her, how much I admire her. January 18th, 1995. Ever since Trisha brought up the name Vincent, Vivian has been pretty quiet. Even during dinner, she hardly spoke. I can barely remember the last time Vivian appeared happy. I don't think anyone can blame her. Wanda has been coming to work for a while. Her illness is getting worse. I wonder how she's coping. February 5, 1995. Derrick was available to drive for Vivian again, so I offered help. It's been a month since I drove for her. She's been opening up more to me, telling me about the struggles she faced with, her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I would give her some suggestions when she asks. Other times, she just wants someone to listen. Mostly, I'm just happy to be with her. February 22nd, 1995. Vivian seems rather distraught recently. During the afternoon tea gathering, I stood outside the room and tried to listen to her conversation. She feels miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. I finished reading Vivian's biograph. Half of the facts are incorrect. The writer should have done his homework better. March 17th, 1995. Sometimes, when I'm driving for Vivian, she asks me to drop her off at the corner of a street, typically in front of Tom's Cafe. She's always telling me that she'll make it back on her own. It aroused my curiosity. So after dropping her off today, I parked the car and watched her. She ordered a cup of coffee to go. She then left the cafe and walked to a street up for about 5 minutes to a residential area. She stopped in front of the apartment and pressed the doorbell. Shortly after, a man in his early 30s, wearing a suit, opened the door. He leaned over and hugged Vivian. She gave the coffee to him and they exchanged some words. I couldn't hear what they said. They then entered the apartment together. May 12, 1995. This is the 6th time that I followed Vivian. After she went into the building with the guy, I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. This considered stalking? About 2 hours later, a cab stopped out in front of the apartment. Shortly afterwards, Vivian came outside and then the man followed close behind. They chatted for a bit. Vivian looked extremely comfortable with him. Before leaving, she kissed him on the cheek. What's going on? May 29th, 1995. I tracked down the guy. He works at the bank. The place they met is his apartment. How could she do that? Who the hell is he? I reported sick for the 3rd consecutive day. As I lay in bed, I kept thinking on why Vivian would be seeing another man. No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him throughout the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She is supposed to choose me. Day 1. The hospital gave me these pills. They are supposed to help fight depression. Day 2. I feel a slight dizziness. It might be the food that I ate this morning. Day 3. The dizziness comes and goes. I'm still able to work. Not a big problem. Day 5. It's my day off today. I didn't take those medications. By the evening, I started thinking about Vivian. Day 8. I had to drive Vivian again, so I took double the dosage. I had a migraine for the rest of the day. At least, I didn't have to think about her. Day 11. Couldn't Vivian stop seeing that guy? Why can't I stop thinking about it? Day 12. Now I know that my dizziness comes from those pills. Day 20. The pills they don't seem to work anymore. It doesn't matter if I take them or not. I can't stop imagining what Vivian and that guy are doing whenever they met. Day 32. I stopped taking the medications. July 21st, 1995. When the police report that Vivian was murdered, I was floored. I don't know what to do. My mind's blank. All I can think is, how did this happen? How can Vivian be dead? July 23rd, 1995. Everyone is mourning about Vivian's death. People are coming or calling in to express their condolences. Charles has been out of his room for days, and Trisha is crying her heart out loud. Dorothy has been assigning busy work for all the mentioned employees, hoping that it would take their minds off Vivian's death. Samuel, our security guard, has been reviewing all the tapes the past 2 weeks for any suspicious activity. I wish I could be of any help. July 27th, 1995. Scott was just apprehended for the murder of Vivian. Is that true? No one would have thought of that. I could never, ever believe that Scott would be able to kill someone, let alone Vivian. Yet, it's making me so mad. I feel confused. September 29th, 1995. Trisha was admitted to the hospital today. She had a nervous breakdown after finding out that Scott could have killed her mother. Her condition has been getting worse over the past few weeks, and no one was able to properly help her. Charles finally decided to seek help from the hospital. October 27th, 1995. Matthew never believed that his son killed Vivian. He hired some fancy lawyer to defend him. Scott has been released on bail today. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't think Scott should have been released at all, despite the insufficient evidences. He killed Vivian. I know he's guilty. Everyone knows it. They should have gone ahead and prosecute him. November 1st, 1995. The maids were cleaning the mansion when they found some stuff belonging to Vivian. A key and some stationery. I asked Charles what he liked to do with them, but he told me to take care of myself. I brought them back to my place. November 4th, 1995. Vivian's death had caused a lot of grief for everyone, especially Charles. After hearing how heartbroken Charles was 2 nights ago, I can't bear to see him suffer anymore. Scott should pay for what he did. Office of Church Haven, 59 Elm Street, Old Jersey, July 17, 1995. Dear Mr. Oliver Gibson, we regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining any part of the annual Religions Gathering event from July 18th till the 23rd in South York. We received Father Matthew's memo yesterday stating that he was not feeling well. I assume he has also informed you about this last minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery and he may serve the people of Painscreek soon. Sincerely, Todd McDermott. January 3rd, 1996. We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be strong, but at the end of the ceremony, his face was wet. Dorothy cried her heart out. It truly pains the soul to witness so many deaths here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was a person I knew, and some were very close to me. Among them, Vivian's death shocked me the most. Despite what media had said, I will not, for even a moment, believe that Scott killed her. It just don't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. She was so smart, kind, and very talented. She was turning into a very promising young woman. With her passing, Charles has lost all his family members. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he's going through. August 14th, 1996. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles has packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda has passed away on March 12, 1996. Her cancer had spread too far and too deep. The doctor could not save her. 2 weeks after her funeral, Derrick moved off to Painscreek. Aiden is approaching. My photograph store will be closing by the end of this month. I have so many things to say, but there's no one left to confide in. Anyways, I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come. January 2nd, 1995. Although we live in the same house, Charles and I hardly speak to each other. I know that he has been feeling guilty ever since his affair, but that was 20 years ago. It's high time I forgive him out loud. Next, I need to work things out with Trisha. I've been objecting her relationship with Scott for quite some time. In doing so, Trisha has been avoiding me. I haven't been a good mother, but I want to be there whenever she needs me from now on. I just want things to go back the way they were. January 12, 1995. The agency has arranged for a new guy to help me. His name is Owen Smith, quite a young man for what he's accomplished. Owen asked many things, as if he's always interviewing me. The brief introduction turned out to be hour-long. However, by the end, he said he has everything he needs and will get things moving up right away. I have a good feeling about him. May 12, 1995. Owen called to meet with me today. He had the papers ready for me to sign. He said that the location of the exhibition has been approved. All we need is down payment. That's great. I signed the papers almost immediately. After that, I informed our accountant, Helen, to transfer the money from Robert's Relief Foundation, since the hospital won't be needing any of it for now. Owen has been a great help since we brought up the idea of an art gallery for the public. I'm not sure if the things could have gone so quickly if I had been some other agent. I owe him so much. June 17, 1995. The art gallery will open in 3 months. I'm so excited about it. We have received most of the artwork from the contributors and artists. All I need to ask is Charles if he would be willing to donate some of his paintings. If this exhibition succeeds, it would be good for us and for Painscreek. I haven't felt this alive in a very long time. I have a purpose now. July 31st, 1995. I cannot believe that Scott killed my wife. It's being spilled all over the media. How? Why? He loved Trisha, and I treat him like my own son. It doesn't make any sense. August 13th, 1995. I visit Scott today. I ask him why he would kill Vivian. He did not answer, but simply looked down on the floor. I need an answer so desperately that I nearly rattle his neck. Does he even feel any guilty or even remorse for what he has done? How can he not say anything? October 22nd, 1995. I visited Scott again, today knowing that he'll be released soon. There just wasn't enough evidence to pin him. He looked thinner than before, but I didn't care. I just want to know why he killed Vivian. When I asked, he stared at me. I was so angry that I yelled at him. I was about to leave when out of nowhere he said, I pity the ignorance. What the hell does he even mean? November 2nd, 1995. I got drunk last night at the inn. Scott's now a free man. I think I babble about how much I despise Scott and what I would do to have someone get rid of him. I really said that? How did I get home? Alright, Banner was with me. He drove me home. Study room desk hint. Chess piece. Knight, king, queen, bishop. Vivian Roberts murder case, record of alibi. Interview record, recorded July 25, 1995. Interview 2, Charles Roberts. I wasn't here when my wife was killed. I left for New York on July 18 to attend a conference meeting that was supposed to last for 3 days. I was supposed to be back on the weekend. On the morning of July 20th, however, I received a phone call from a butler, Bernard, informing that Vivian has been murdered. I could not believe what I heard. I cut short my trip and immediately came back to Painscreek. Interview, Matthew Brooks. Recorded July 25, 1995. There is an annual religion gathering event in Hartford, where pastors from different churches in our state vicinity meet and discuss what we can do to help our society. The event started on July 18th and ran for 5 days, ending on July 23rd. I represent Painscreek Church at the event. Our church can confirm this because we have to cancel our Sunday service that week. Interview, Bernard Hopkins. Recorded July 25, 1995. I was prepared for a fundraiser event when I felt sick. However, there was no one who can really do my job, so I kept working. At about 9 in the evening, I was too sick to continue, so I bid Vivian good night and headed back to home. Dorothy Patterson saw me leaving. No, there's no one else who lives there. I live alone. Interview, Dorothy Patterson. July 25, 1995. Yes, Bernard was not feeling well that day, so he left slightly earlier than usual. However, he finished his work before he left. When I saw how sick he appeared, I wondered how he could have kept working. Well, I guess that's why the Roberts family trusts him so much. Me? I was around the mansion most of the time, either preparing the food or making sure the other maids were doing their jobs. The fundraiser event, which was to be held the following day, was important to Vivian, so we were all making sure that everything would be perfect. By the time Mary left, it was already past midnight. I locked the doors and then went home myself. Interview, Mary Martinez. July 25, 1995. My name is Mary Martinez. I had been working the kitchen for the past few days for the upcoming fundraiser event. Jimmy's Bakery was supposed to deliver the cakes, but a few days before the event, they called to inform us that they can't make it. Suddenly, I was in charge of the cakes. I was so mad because we didn't have much time, and the event was supposed to be extremely crucial for Vivian's business. But after hearing that Vivian was murdered, all my anger and work just sort of became irrelevant. Interview, Derrick Tyler. Recorded July 25, 1995. I remember dropping Mr. Roberts off the airport on July 16th at around 2 p.m. I was supposed to come back after that to drive around for Vivian, but she told me to take a break, and I haven't had any day off quite some time. I decided to visit a friend of mine who was moving upstate to West Dakota. An elementary school buddy that used to live here, but moved when he received a scholarship. I stayed at this place for a few days before coming back to Painscreek. Yes, he can vouch for me. I have this number at home. I can give it to you later. Derrick never gave me the number. May 30th, 1997. To Sheriff Howard. The crack in Vivian Roberts' skull shows the weapon used is an object with a heavy and sharp end. Sometimes the axe would fit the description. To cause a crack that big, the attacker must rather be strong. I am assuming it's either a man or a strong woman who experienced in the use of the weapon. The victim must be facing the attacker because of the laceration found in the front of her torso, as well as the backside of her forearms, showing that she tried to block the attacker by holding up her arm. The fatal strike landed on the right side of the victim's head, just above her right eyebrows. This clarifies the following. First, the victim was facing the killer. Second, the killer is strong enough to land such a clean but deadly blow. And third, the killer is left-handed. Since the murder weapon was never recovered and confirmed, my assumption of being an axe still remains. Since this is me doing you a solid, do not under any circumstance leak this information, or I'll be big trouble. The guys here in Grand City don't want any more than necessary to know about these details. I hope the above information helps. Shao M. Smith. Dear Sofia, it's been quite a while since I last wrote you. I've been busy. I hope you are doing well. Father Calvin has been guiding me how to be a man of God, to grow my faith in the Lord and my compassion for the people. When I see those who have no beds to sleep upon and no food to eat, my heart goes out to them. I wish I could be more. Father Calvin has been handing me more and more responsibilities. It seems like he might be retiring soon. He even gave me his favorite desk in the study room. I changed the code to 0318, the day you first came to the orphanage. Painscreek has been very quiet recently. Nothing much goes on this small town. Oliver is still Painscreek event photographer. Charles and Vivian are running the business as usual. Trisha is 7 now. She really smart and loves to hang out with her dad. Dorothy is the same as old Dorothy that we love. Bernard is still a reliable butler. I don't think he will ever be replaced. As for me, well, I'm still here, waiting for your return. Do you remember the church attic? Well, I spend most of my free time there now, doing wood carving. It helps me relax. Hey, I think I'm pretty good at it. Sometimes I think of you and how we spend time together. I'm not sure if you ever realize how I feel towards you. Since you left, I kept writing these letters, but I never mailed them. And to be honest, it's because I don't have a clue where you may be staying right now. At the same time, writing to you has made me feel that we are still close to one another. Today marks the 60 years anniversary that you left Painscreek. I still don't know why you left. All I want to say is take care. This will be my last letter. One day, I hope to see you again. Love always, Matthew. 14 February 1982. My head hurts, my tires are flat, and the phone is not working. Someone is trying to stop me from leaving Painscreek. Am I close to discovering something? Oh god, I thought he was the one. I was wrong. He's not the killer. He's not. May 13, 1995. I visited Scott today. I couldn't believe what he said. How could Sofia be dead? How could Andrew, Henry, and Vivian have killed her? Did Dorothy know? How about Wanda, Charles? Did they know? Why didn't they tell me? May 28, 1995. I visited Sophia's grave today. It was just a wooden cross that Scott made. There was no name on it. I placed some flowers in front of it. She always had a like for flowers. June 4th, 1995. We had a mess today. Vivian and Henry were there. Andrew, as usual, didn't come. All I can think whenever I look at them is whether they killed Sophia or not. As they prayed their Lord throughout the sermon, I felt sick to the stomach. I couldn't bear to see their faces. What should I do now? I know I should forgive them, but it's so difficult. I'm dying inside. I wish I never visited Scott. I wish I never heard what he said. I wish I could just forget everything. June 6, 1995. I need to talk to Andrew. I need him to confess. January 11, 1996. Scott's gone and Trisha's dead. How did this happen? We held Trisha's funeral last week. There could have been more people. There should have been more people. This village will be buried in a few months to a year. My generation is just moving out, and the old generation is simply dying out. I will also be leaving here soon, once my mother passes on, once life can take her any longer. The night Vivian died, I saw Scott meeting her. I was at a distance from where they were arguing. I couldn't hear the details, but I could see they are disagreeing. When Scott left and went back to his cabin, I followed him. I watched him through the window till early morning, all the time thinking how we had drifted so far. How could Trisha choose him over me? I am not good enough for her? The police questioned me when Scott was suspect of killing Vivian. I know he didn't do it, but I decided not to tell them what I knew. With Scott locked up, I could have a chance to be with Trisha. I didn't expect that this small omission on my part would eventually lead to Scott's death. When Scott died, Trisha ended her life. In a way, I died too. I never wished for Scott to die, nor Trisha. I hope they can forgive me. Derrick Tyler. Backyard Investigation Service. Date July 17, 1995. To Charles Roberts. Upon your request, we investigate Andrew Reed and Henry Johnson's death. Due to the confidentiality agreement with our sources, we are unable to reveal the true natures of the death. Suffice to say, both of them did not die by accidents. So we dug deeper. We found out that Andrew and Henry were both related to the disappearance of Sophia Miller and the death of Magdalene Roberts 20 years ago. What really happened to Sophia, we do not know, as now, however, some evidence was brought to light regarding Magdalene Roberts' death. We talked to a retired nurse who used to work at Painscreek Community Hospital, although she preferred to remain anonymous. According to her, she came across a note while cleaning Dr. Johnson's office. In it, Dr. Johnson stated the prescription was little and to be administered only to Magdalene, and dosage need to be precise or it will not work. No one else shouldn't take it. A letter was made to your wife, Vivian Roberts, according to the note. If you'd like for us to stop the investigation, let us know at your earliest convenience. Otherwise, we'll continue to find out the truth about Sophia's disappearance. Sincerely, Jason Beck. Backyard Investigation Service. Date February 3, 1996. To Charles Roberts. Our investigation was initially promising. We interviewed the possible witnesses who might know something about Sofia's disappearance. Months later, however, we are nowhere near knowing what happened to Sofia. We searched through all the states for any possible trace, but no avail. What we can conclude at this time, the main cause of Sofia's disappearance has to do with Andrew, Henry, and Vivian. Now that they are gone, we are unable to get the truth about what really happened to Sofia. If you prefer, we can still continue the search. However, the results look bleak. We have posted rewards for any information regarding Sofia, hoping that it's just a matter of time before someone came with a real information. For the time being, we suggest that you wait. Should anything emerge, you will be the first to know. Sincerely, Jason Becker. November 18th, 1995. Months ago, right before Vivian was killed, I confronted her about Mom's death. She said she didn't know anything about it. She only had admitted to the medicine as provided by Dr. Johnson. She was lying. I could see in her eyes. She was scared and she was hiding her fears. I know that Vivian was never completely truthful with me, but I still have no proof yet. She never liked Mom, but I wouldn't have thought that she was capable of killing her own mother-in-law. I know that she has something to do with what happened to Mom and Sofia, but what can I do? She was my wife after all, and now... December 27th, 1995. Vivian is dead, so is Scott, now Trisha is dead too. Is this the punishment for the affair I had 20 years ago? Sim, mano. He is onto me, and I had to hide the key in one of the drains by the roadside he'll never find. May 19, 1997. Ever since I received the messages and the key, I've been following this anonymous person blindly. What a fool I have been. I need to revisit my investigation notes and see if I might have missed anything important. May 27, 1997. I looked through all the alibis recorded by the Sheriff Howard. There were 6 interviews: Charles, Matthew, Bernard, Dorothy, Mary, and Derrick. Then I noticed one of them is lying. It was recorded that there was an event, yet I remember reading somewhere about it being cancelled. Where did I read it again? I can't seem to remember. May 23rd, 1997. Oh my god, I just realized that the E in all of Killer's messages light off in comparison to all other letters. If I can find the typewriter, I can find who killed Vivian.
June 6th, 1995. I met Andrew in the evening at his house. He was hallucinating when we met, saying that he's seen Sofia everywhere, that he's a sinner, and that he should die. But I didn't mean to kill him. My hands are still shaking. June 30th, 1995. Dr. Johnson came. He was surprised to see me. He tried to justify, saying it wasn't his fault, that he was only carrying the baby and had nothing to do with Sofia's death. When I revealed the truth about Magdalene, his face turned white. He didn't expect anyone to know the truth. He deserved to die. July 19, 1995. Just like the doctor, Vivian came alone. Instead of feeling guilty, she called Sofia a bitch who destroyed everything she had. I didn't feel any sign of remorse, feeling of guilt, or repentance from her at all. So I gave her time to express herself, and then I killed her. It's all over now. Why am I not at peace? There's this nosy investigator in town. I thought that if I led him to believe that Bernard killed Vivian, he just might believe it. But I made the mistake of trying to mislead him. Now he's suspecting me of being the killer. He has to die.